record. We're recording. Figured it out. Only took me 2 days. Just so you guys know, you can be a 15-star diamond coach and you don't have to be tech savvy. In fact, you can royally suck at technology because that is me. I am so excited tonight. We have a lot to cover, so I'm going to dive in. I want to just briefly go through what we covered last week, just to review, because it's something super important, and I think it's something that a lot of people aren't making a habit. And if you make this a habit, it will change your life. And that is really reconnecting with your dreams every single day. Not just making it a once in a while thing, but starting your day. And I shared this earlier this week on our book club Zoom. So it was super eye-opening. I know Tila went and implemented right away. So I want to share with you guys all. Every morning I start my day, or every night I end my night by putting my phone on my charger away from my bed. It's actually downstairs by our garage door. Like, I don't even have access to it. It's away. It's done. I focus on Paul. I focus on the pups. Like, my business is done. My computer's shut down. When I wake up in the morning, I do not grab my phone. When I wake up in the morning, I do my workout. I do my personal development. And then once that is done, once my workout, my personal development, my dream journaling, so this is a very important habit, my dream journaling, I write down my dream is, my dream is, my dream is, my dream is. And I just allow myself to keep dreaming bigger and bigger, because a lot of times we don't know how to dream anymore. And then I take that and I write down my fears around those dreams. I write down how to flip those fears. You can watch the training from last week that goes into a little bit more detail on that. And then I write down 3 bold actions that I'm going to take that day. 3 bold, uncomfortable actions that I'm going to take that day. Now, this is above and beyond our vital behaviors. I mean, these are our vital behaviors, right? Our personal development. But if you're not consistently focusing on your dreams, you'll stop showing up for them. Or you end up just going through the motions of the vital behaviors and not understanding why you're doing them in the first place. And then you lose motivation and you lose energy around your dreams, and it just doesn't feel good. Like, you want to feel good. You want to reach your dreams. You want to reach your goals. You want to have happiness. You want to have joy. You want to have focus and intent to what you're doing. That literally starts my day in active mode instead of reactive mode. So I do my dream journaling. I put down my 3 bold actions. Then I'll answer emails. Then I'll answer Facebook messages. Then I'll dive in with adding new people and inviting new people, but not until I'm taken care of first. And this does quite a few things. One, it helps me to think of topics that I want to post about on social media. As I'm dream journaling, I'm like, oh my gosh, I should talk about that on social media. This is something I want. And I know in one of the Zooms that we did earlier this week, they were all talking about their dream houses. And I was like, oh my gosh, my story of all the houses that we bought and sold and all, like, I need to share that more. Like, it was almost like, oh, it's happened, it's in the past, but I need to share that more because a lot of people want a dream house. I need to be talking about it. So I'm also learning things as I'm going through and doing this dream journaling stuff to give me content for the week. Hold on, I need to mute a few people. There's some background noise. Okay, so let's dive in. Make sure that you're reconnecting with your dreams every day. I don't know what that looks like for you. I just shared with what my morning routine is, and I wake up at 4:30 a.m. I don't have a job. I don't have a boss that makes me wake up early. I do it because I like my workouts and my personal development and my dream journaling to be done before most of the world wakes up. Because then I feel like I've taken care of me. Now I can take care of everybody else. Okay, so this week we're going to talk about motivation, and there's a whole framework for motivation. It's more than just one thing, so it's going to get very in depth, and definitely ask questions as we're going. If you guys have them, I'll try to pop over and look at them. And oh, I just saw your message, Cassie. I did try to log in yesterday when I was on a Zoom, and it didn't let me. It didn't let me do it still. I don't know. It's super weird. Okay, so motivation. The first part of motivation is the spark. Like, what creates something, the spark to get you motivated, right? So we're going to start. There's 2 pieces to that. So the spark, there's 2 pieces. The first piece is ambition level, and raising your ambition level. So what does ambition mean? That means like your hunger, your drive, your desire, you want something more, you want something greater, which I think is such a great topic actually to go live about, because a lot of people believe that you can't be happy with where you're at now and want more for your life, which is false. I am so happy with what I have right now. I am so happy when I started coaching and I was broke. I was happy then and happy now, but I still wanted more. I wanted to improve. I wanted to become the best version of myself. I wanted to see how many more people I could impact. I had so many more things that I wanted to accomplish. So ambition, we need to raise our ambition. What is the hunger? What are the things that we drive that are driving us? But a big thing about that is that dream journaling. If you don't focus on those things that you want to improve, they will get put to the back burner and you'll just end up going through the motions. So when it comes to ambition, how do you allow yourself to have ambition again? I want you to write out a couple categories. So if you have a pen and paper, number 1, relationships. Number 2, your mission or your career or your business. Number 3, your health. Number 4, adventure and fun. You should be making time for adventure and fun. Number 5, money, finances. And number 6, your skills, your capabilities. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to rate yourself in general. How would you rate yourself in each of these categories as far as feeling confident, abundant around them, you're present, you're focused? Like, are your relationships just so amazing? Are you making time for date nights? Do you feel connected to your parents or your spouse or whoever that is for you, your kids? Are you feeling connected in your relationships? So, and it's okay if mine was an 8, mine wasn't a 10, mine was an 8. And I was like, okay, how can I have deeper connections in my relationships? How am I going to do this? So I was raising my ambition for my relationships. Your mission, your business, 1 to 10, rate yourself. Health, 1 to 10, rate yourself. So that way you can see where your ambition lies. Where do you want to improve? Where do you want to grow? Where do you want to get greater? Where do you want to get better? So that's the first part of sparking your motivation, which is why I'm asking you all to make it a practice of dream journaling every morning. Because when you write out those dreams, you can be in the worst mood. As you're writing them out and you just keep dreaming, like dream for 5 minutes and just keep going and keep going and keep going. And you start to get really excited about it. You start to realize that you're leveling up your ambition. But you can't just have ambition and not take command of that ambition. So if you just have ambition, but you're not doing any action to get there, there's no command behind it, there's no action behind it, you're just hoping. So I'll see a lot of people post, oh, I hope to get there. Well, I'm going to try to do that. No, I'm going to do that. So start changing the language that you're speaking to yourself. I'm going to do that. Not I hope it'll happen. It's happening. I'm doing that. Take command, take ownership, take action towards that ambition. The one thing, and I kind of went live in the team page about this today, but your ambition has a tax. Your success has a tax. That tax is criticism. When you raise your ambitions and you want more for your life, there are people who don't have ambition for their lives, and they are going to want to pull you back because it makes them uncomfortable that you want to do more with your life. And it's easier for them to live in this world of excuses and it's not possible and it's luck and only lucky people get successful, because then they can stay in that box. But if you're raising your ambition, it makes them uncomfortable, so you're going to get criticism. Be prepared for that. That's okay. Lean into the team. Like, I promise you, we've all been through it. We've all gone through it, and we're here for you, because this is a super important part of motivation, and I'll get to that a little bit later, but it is your squad. It is your tribe. It is the people that you surround yourself with. And you have a squad and a tribe to lean in and use and ask questions and share those struggles. Don't share them from a standpoint of complaining, but share them from a standpoint of, how do I get through this? How do I get stronger? We've all been there. We can relate, and we can help you look at things with a little bit different perspective. So you are going to have that. So when you take command, people are going to criticize you. That just comes with ambition, because they want to minimize your ambition because it makes them uncomfortable that you have it and they don't. Okay, so next up on the sparking of your motivation, you have your ambition and then you have your expectancy. If you do not expect to be successful, it doesn't matter how ambitious you are, you won't show up and take action, you won't take ownership, you won't command what you want in your life because you don't believe that it's possible. You don't believe that it's going to happen. It doesn't mean you have to know how to get there, but you have to believe that whatever that ambition is, whatever you want for your life, you want better relationships, incredible. You want to be successful in your business, amazing. You want to have more fun and adventure, awesome. You have to believe that you can make all of those things happen or you won't show up for them. So if you don't expect it, that spark of motivation will go away. And I think that's something that I always expected to be successful in this business. I had no idea how. I had no idea at what point. I earned $70 my first month as a coach, and I was like, I'm a rock star. I helped 3 people, and I earned $70. I am going to be a superstar diamond coach. $70, and my mind was already like, you're going to be a superstar diamond coach. I expected it to happen. I just believed that it would. I didn't know how, but I just knew I needed to help 15 people get to diamond. It's like, I don't know how long that takes. I told myself it'd take a year. It took me 5, but that's okay. Like I still had that expectancy. Okay. Looking at my notes to make sure I'm staying on track. Another thing, so if you've lacked motivation in the last 6 months, a lot of times you're so busy working that you're not paying attention to what you want. You're not paying attention to your ambition. And that's what I see happens to a lot of people. They get stuck in these ruts and these funks because they're just going through and doing work and doing tasks, but they don't even know why they're doing them. So there's no intention and focus behind that. That is why I'm going to keep saying it. You got to do the dream journaling. You're going to feel so much better. You're going to feel so amazing every day and be able to bring so much more energy to your invites and so much more energy to the conversations that you're having. Okay, so that's the first part. The next part of motivation, that's the spark. That's the spark that gets you started, right? And you can generate that. You get to generate that energy. I was just telling, I had a Zoom before this, and I said going into the Zoom, I was tired. I didn't want to show up for the Zoom. I didn't want to show up for this Zoom. I'm like, I'm tired. I don't want to work. I don't want to do this. And immediately I was like, okay, flip this switch. How do I bring the motivation? How do I bring the energy? What would my best self show up as today? How can I serve the people that join this Zoom? How can I bring them incredible energy and topics that are going to help them reach their goals and dreams in their life? How can I change that, right? I get to generate that motivation or generate that energy. I generated it this morning and then didn't have the focus intent just for a moment. And then I was like, wait, you have control over this. You get to change this. How are you going to generate the motivation and jump on this Zoom and bring that energy to other people? Okay, so the flame, the next part is attention and effort. So the spark was ambition and expectancy. Raising your ambition level, expecting that you're going to be successful at whatever it is that is important to you. Whatever those dreams are, expecting that they're going to happen. As you dream journal, you will start to expect them to happen more because you're focused on them. The flame is attention and effort. And attention, what I find a lot of us do as coaches is we get too many things going, like we want to do all these things, right? And so our heart really isn't in it, and then we don't feel motivated. So we'll listen to a team training and be like, that person's doing that, I'm going to go do that. And that person's doing that, so I should do that. And that person's doing that, so I should do that. And so we don't have attention on what's important to us and what's important to our goals, which is why the dream journaling is also important, because you're focusing on 3 actions for the day. And later on in this training, we're actually going to talk about how to look at something. Maybe something's great. Maybe somebody tells you should go start an Instagram, right? But maybe that is in alignment with your dreams and your priorities for that time frame. Maybe it's something you want to look at in the future, but we're going to see, how do you look at that and decide, is it in alignment with what you want? Is it in alignment with your goals? Because I take on 3 projects every 90 days. 3 projects that I want to do for my business that are on top of my vital behaviors. But if somebody throws something at me that's like, yeah, that's a great idea. There was a like page training. I watched that training. I'm like, that's awesome. Maybe that'll be on my project list for after this next 90 days is over, on the next project list. This isn't one that I want to focus on right now. So really understanding that you have to have attention to a few things, not to everything, because then you're going to feel so much more productive on those 3 things that you're going to get stuff done, and you're going to feel amazing, and you're going to feel even more motivated. Where when your attention is everywhere, you just feel so scattered and so unfocused that you lose your motivation. The other thing is you have to get your attention back to things that matter. Because if your attention isn't on things that matter, God, the universe, whatever you believe in, it's really unclear with what you want. If your attention is all over the place, it is so unclear with what you're asking for. So you got to bring back your attention to what matters. Effort, so attention, the flame is attention and effort. And this is also another one I see where people struggle a lot, because they put in some effort and that success tax comes up. And so they're like, oh, this sucks. I'm just not meant for this. The effort, you're doing the right efforts. Success tax is part of it, right? You're gonna have people criticize you because you've raised your ambition and it makes them uncomfortable. But you have to also be able to honor the struggle. We all go through the struggle. And when you learn to embrace the suck, when you learn to embrace the suck, it becomes so much easier. So, this morning when I had a lot of emails of haters this morning, I'm like, wow. In the same sense, I had somebody sign up as a coach from that email. I had multiple people respond that are like, this has inspired me. Thank you so much. I needed to hear this today. My message was for those people that needed to hear it that day. Those people that wanted to just crazy people, like, they're not people that I want to be like. They're not people I want to take advice from. So why would I allow what they told me, their advice, their opinions, to shape my day, to shape my dreams, to stop me from going after my dreams, to stop me from taking effort, right? Effort towards my dreams. And that kind of goes back with working on things that matter every day. Not getting sidetracked by the social media scroll. How many of you sit there and refresh Facebook over and over and over again? It's okay, raise your hand. I do it too. I got caught doing, I was like, dude, this is becoming a habit. When I don't know what I'm doing, when I don't have attention towards the things that matter, when I haven't done my dream journaling and my 3 bold actions for the day, I will find myself on social media refreshing. Like, refresh, and like, and that, the end of the day, I get to the end of the day and I feel awful. Like, I was so unproductive today. I didn't, like, it just, and then I feel like I need to work more, and then I'm not being focused and present with Paul. I'm not being focused and present with the dogs because I'm like, oh, I need to do more. Instead of like doing my stuff, feeling super incredible about it, and being able to unplug and be focused and present on each thing that I'm doing. What matters to you? Focus on those things. For me, Paul and my family and my relationships, deep connections, those things matter. My business matters because I want every single one of you to reach your goals and dreams. That matters to me. Those are things that are very important to me. I want to have focus and intent to both. I want to have focus and intent and not just be going through the motions. I want to bring energy and enthusiasm. If Paul walks in and he's having a bad day, I want to squeeze his butt and make him smile. I don't want to be so plugged into my phone or my computer that I don't even notice that he's having a bad day, right? Is that making sense? Okay. These are very simple things, right? But they are habits that will change your life. Change your life. So please do them for me. Please do them. Do them for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Like, get into the habit of doing them every single day, and then message me and tell me how they've helped. Actually, Tila, would you mind sharing really quickly from Monday, from our book club, what you learned, what you implemented? I know you posted on the team page, but I'm sure some people didn't see it. What you learned, what you implemented, and how amazing it feels. Can you do that for me?
I can.
Thanks.
So from our book club on Monday, and the book High Performance Habits that we have all been reading, falling into that black hole of social media, which we all fall subject to. It's really easy to do that. So kind of like what Christy was talking about right in the beginning, where she, gets her workout done first thing in the morning, does her personal development, and then goes and, looks at her phone and does everything else. That page from her book, as well as High Performance Habits, because Brendon talks about, it's important to wake up and not be reactive. And the second we open Facebook, we open our emails, we look at our text messages, we open Instagram, Snapchat, whatever it is, we're automatically reacting in one way, shape, or form towards everything that we're seeing versus being active and going forward and moving. Yesterday, or actually it was Monday night after the meeting, I decided that I was going to turn off all notifications on my phone so I get 0 notifications all day long. I also decided to set alarms. So I have 3 alarms throughout the day that tell me when to check my messages, to post on social media, to respond to messages. So I only respond to messages twice throughout the day. I was beyond productive on Tuesday. Like, I got so much done. I felt incredible. So I did it again today, and I wake up at 4 a.m. to get my workout in because I have to start work at 6:30 a.m. in the morning. And on Tuesday, I didn't actually look at my phone until my first alarm came off. The only time I looked at my phone was to turn my music on for my workout. So to be up for almost 5 hours and not look at my phone, I got so much done in the morning. It felt so good. And I actually got to spend a little extra time on my personal development because I didn't waste time while I was listening to my book, scrolling through social media, checking all that other stuff. I actually was able to really pay attention, and I actually spent an extra 10 minutes doing personal development, which I think helped me more throughout my day. So if nobody's done it yet, I definitely say give it a go, do it. I am not going to lie, I did have a little bit of anxiety not looking at my phone. I had some itching that I wanted to definitely scratch, but it's been amazing. I'm now on day 2, and it's definitely a habit I'm going to work on keeping around, because as far as my business is concerned, it's definitely benefiting, and I'm not staring at my phone all day, which is great. So it's pretty amazing.
I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you for implementing. Thank you for trusting me. I know that you're like, no notifications, no phone. It's difficult, but it is something. I build a business from social media. We build businesses from social media from our computer. And I'll walk into a restaurant and look around, and there are people sitting at the restaurant all around the table on their phone, like not even connecting with people that they're at the restaurant with. And it drives me crazy because I'm like, you're not helping people on social media, and I know you're not earning an income from social media, so why are you on there right now, not paying attention to not connecting deeper with somebody that's across the table from you? Because as humans, we want to connect with people, and we feel like we're more connected than ever before, but we're more disconnected than ever before because we don't have deep relationships. We're not connecting with people in person because we're always on these things, and it's an addiction. And I love it because I've been able to build my business from it, but I don't want it to control us. I want us all to have freedom to help other people have better relationships with their families and their friends, right? So I love that. Thank you, Tila, for sharing. So the last part of motivation, we talked about the spark, and the spark is your ambition and your expectancy. And then we moved into the flame, and that was attention, really focusing on your attention on things that matter. And then also the effort that you're putting in, honoring the struggle. And then the last bit of that is the bonfire. The bonfire. Now this is the big one, the bonfire. First is your attitude. The attitude is the one thing that we can control. And a lot of times we'll think that we can't because we're reactive, like Tila was just talking about. But motivation is hard if your attitude sucks. It really is really hard if your attitude sucks. And so a lot of people will do their workouts and they'll put their personal development on the back burner. And guys, personal development is not my favorite thing. I'm like, I'm in a great mood. I just got done with my workout. I don't need this. But I do need this. I need this to grow. I need this to be able to serve other people better. I need this to be reminded of things so that my attitude doesn't suck. So that even if my attitude is great now, that I keep it great, that I choose to make it great, right? And attitude really is something that separates successful people from unsuccessful people, because I can tell you, Cassie had a hard year last year, right? There were things that were difficult for her with last year. Difficult enough that most people would have the attitude of giving up and quitting and, they're not going to move forward because life just didn't go their way. And Cassie's like, there's a reason for this. I can't see it right now, but I'll figure it out, right? I understand that this is going to allow me to grow. And that's the difference in mindset. And it's not that you're perfect. Guys, I still have bad days. Don't worry. I still have days I'm like, why am I having a bad attitude right now? I need to change it. That's when I go back to dream journaling, because I know when I just start writing out my dreams and searching online for houses, I'm like, okay, I feel better. So find out what that is for you that makes you feel better, right? That brings that attitude back. Because it is our choice. The reason I am like honing in on these habits is because I used to do all these habits and I did them for years. And I brought so much energy and enthusiasm. So much so that I had friends that like were actually friends of Paul's that knew me but didn't know me well say, like, I just thought your energy on social media, like your attitude was all fake. Like I figured it was just like this persona that you put on. And then I met you in person and you're the exact same way. Like it's not fake. She's like, I hope you don't take offense to that. I'm like, no, I don't at all. But it wasn't that my attitude was ever fake. I just had these habits. It's just like fitness or nutrition. You get into that routine of doing it and it's a habit that carries you through, so that when you are getting knocked down, you have a great attitude about it. You're like, how can I look at this differently? How can I grow through this? How can I figure this out so I can turn around and help more people? I believed in my ability to figure it out. And then I got hit hard and I lost all these habits. And I was like, where's the solution? I need the solution. It has to be something big. Like there has to be a big solution. It was so bad that I was the person going through the motions. Had a successful business. I have everything that I had on my dream list plus more has all happened, but I had stopped dreaming. I had stopped dreaming about what I wanted next. Who did I want to serve? What was my mission? And it stopped. I was going through the motions. I was writing out my to-do list. I was doing everything on them. From the outside looking in, it looked like I was getting everything done. GSD, get shit done. I was doing it, but I didn't feel good. And see, that's not success to me. To me, success is going after those goals and dreams, the journey, watching yourself grow, having all these amazing aha moments, having incredible relationships, being able to sustain that level of success. But it's the feeling that I'm after, right? And I wasn't feeling it. And I was looking for some big thing to change. There's only two things that'll change you. Something comes into your life that changes you, or you decide to change from within. And I was like, I need to change, but I don't know what it is I need to change. I don't know what I'm missing. And then I realized there's all these habits. And the reason why I'm like shoving them down your throat is because I don't want you guys getting to that point. I don't want you getting to that point of burnout. I don't want you getting to that point that you think your goals and dreams aren't possible because it doesn't even feel good to go after them anymore. They're possible for every single one of you, but we just have to have those simple little habits that take like 2 to 5 minutes out of our day that help us have so much more focus and intent and presence and happiness and joy with what we're doing. So the last one of the bonfire, our attitude, and then the last one is our environment. And I talked about this a little bit earlier. Our environment is so important. And I know some people don't have an environment that is good. Maybe at home, it's not a great environment. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that you can't be successful. It doesn't mean that you can't create motivation. But we're all blessed and lucky enough that we have a team that we can check into every day. We can go to Ignite Your Life and find motivation in that group. We can go to Ignite Your Life and just start clicking on all of those coaches in the group and looking at their timelines. We need some motivation. We can go in there and post and say, hey guys, like this is what happened to me. This is what I'm going through. What would you guys suggest? Have you guys experienced this before? What is your biggest piece of advice? You have that environment to level up, which is incredible because that helps with motivation. If you are around an environment that is constantly like complaining and just yuck and gross, and you like don't even want to go in there because you can feel the negative energy and you feel, it feels like you can cut it, like that's really hard to find motivation because that's what you're surrounding yourself with. But that's something I love about coaching because we have that team, we have that environment. I mean, people tell me all the time that their social media is full of negativity. I'm like, really? You need a new group of friends. Because my social media is like, got my workout done, feeling amazing today. This is the struggle that I overcame. This is what I went through. This is my story. And I'm like reading their stories crying. I mean, I did a coffee date yesterday with a potential coach. And a guy that I know, it's his wife. He decided his wife should be a coach. But she's like, yeah, I'm really interested. So we sit down and we're talking. And all I started doing was sharing your stories with her. And she goes, wow, it seems like everybody has a story and can help people in their own individual way. I was like, yeah, that's what I love about it. And I was like, and you have lines. And there are so many people out there that have lines and don't feel that fitness and health is possible for them because they're in so much pain. And it is, but there are going to be days that are hard for them. And they might not be able to do a workout, and that's okay. But you're going to be able to connect with them and understand them and understand what they're going through. And she's like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. This is so exciting. She was so excited. And we have that environment. So you have everything within you to generate the motivation that you need every day to reach your goals and dreams. But a key word is generate. You have to create those habits and that practice so that you're generating it, so that you're bringing the joy, so that you're not just reactive and just going through the motions, but that you're actually teaching yourself how to think. That's a big one. Like we're so reactive instead of like, oh, I feel this way. Okay, but what do you want to bring? Like sometimes people say, oh, I have to pump myself up to do a workout. Awesome. Pump yourself up to get on a Zoom. Pump yourself up to do your personal development. Pump yourself up for life. Like if you can pump yourself up for a workout, pump yourself up for all the other stuff. Because it feels so much better going into those situations, bringing energy, bringing enthusiasm, and spreading that to other people. Because I don't know about you, but there's a lot of crap going on in this world. And I want to change this world. I want more people to have happiness. I want more people to feel health. But that starts with me. That starts with me modeling the energy that I want everyone else in this world to experience. And you all have that power to generate that motivation and that energy and that enthusiasm every single day and spread that to another person. So some questions that I've been asking myself every day is, who am I serving today? Who do I want to serve today? What is the type of energy that I want to bring to the situation? How do I want to show up in my life today? Like really having focus and intent to the person that I want to become. So that before I know, it just becomes a habit to ask myself those questions and to do those things. And we talked about this last week, but setting up notifications in your phone, you can go into the alarm, you can set up notifications to tell you how to think, to remind you throughout the day to ask yourself these questions. All right, we have 2 minutes left. Super Saturday this weekend. Get there. Get to a Super Saturday. There's a lot of new exciting announcements. We have the bars coming out on Friday. We have 2B Mindset coming out next month, which is a whole thing. You don't even have to work out. Workouts are a bonus. You don't even have to work out. It's all about nutrition. It's going to be incredible for those that is what they need. I am so excited to have that for us. The next exciting thing that I'll kind of slip in, June, we have a new program coming out. The program is not available to customers until November. Really excited about that. There's going to be a test group and there'll be packs for coaches to purchase, and only coaches can get into the test group with Joel. So I am really excited about that because we're going to be able to post all of our stories and all of our progress and all of our results. And customers are just going to have FOMO. And I'm really happy. I'm like, yeah, you can't start till November, but you can become a coach and then you can get access, right? So that'll help if you have a little bit of fear around building your teams. That's a whole nother topic and it's going to cut out. But I want to say, when it comes to that, this team is incredible. This team has amazing energy and amazing leadership. And you all are a part of that. More people want this type of energy and health and happiness and to be surrounded by people that level them up. Like have confidence in that when you go out and invite people. Have confidence to know that you're spreading something. I just got chills that you're spreading something amazing in their life. This journey changed my life. I never imagined to have so many amazing people in my life that just get me. You guys just get me. Like I go out into the world and I'm like, these people don't get me. They don't want more. You guys get me. And we get to spread